Chair Shot Reality on WrestleZone.com as well as YouTube.com/CSR Wrestling, and select videos can be found on our iTunes channel. Eisenberg, Gulish, LaBar, and it's all about the top story of the week. That's right. Here comes the money. This guy was pumped. He was texting everybody. He was going pillar to post. Shane O'Mac is back.
You're never on this side of the table, and I don't like that. Shane O'Mac is back, though. What about the energy that the Joe Louis Arena had as soon as Shane O'Mac's music hit? The perfect opportunity, the perfect time for WWE to do something surprising, something shocking after a very average to slightly a below average Fastlane pay-per-view. I know Mr. Golish has plenty to say, and if you didn't read his article on CSRWrestling.com, go check that out now. But Mr. Golish, for those who haven't,
listen, it was inevitable. You guys sat here,
inevitable.
Stood here
for 2.5 years.
But it was good.
2.5 years.
At some point, at the right time, Shane McMahon was set to come back. Did you honestly think you would never, because he was a CEO of You On Demand and on this board and he's over in China Broadband? No. All those companies, even though it was China-based companies, Denver, Colorado, Shane McMahon was going to come back at the right time. And everything he said in that ring, ratings, stock, injuries, a work shoot. And that's what most of you think, and some of us included. Ratings are down and things have happened because of the authorities' vision, the Vince, Stephanie, and Triple H vision. Well, guess what? They're giving you everything you've said. They're listening to you. They're kind of feeding and playing off you. And it was the perfect time for Shane to come back.
I was most surprised that they actually booked him in a match against The Undertaker. Yeah, that's him coming back is one thing. Saying, hey, Shane, he looked in great shape. No doubt it didn't look like he was out of shape or didn't know where a dumbbell was. But Shane McMahon being booked in a match with The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell for control of the company. Although it seemed a little desperate, it's shocking, or the control of Raw,
which is a very interesting stipulation.
Similar,
no, it's not.
Yes, because
then
it tells you
we're talking brand extension opportunities.
Yeah, but you put it like this: Shane McMahon was a boost of adrenaline that they desperately needed, and something different that they desperately needed. I think it's great that he came back. I'm excited to see where it goes. But I'm going to hold my reservations.
The pop that Shane McMahon got was incredible. I mean, it really, my surround sound was just booming. I could not believe what I was hearing, and it wasn't quite, it wasn't as long as we've seen Hulk Hogan or Dan O'Brien or Austin even go with not being able to speak.
It's pretty damn long.
But it was pretty long. Yeah. Shane McMahon's back. I don't ever believe in the term work shoot. It's either a work or it's a shoot. It was simply, it's all a work, let's be honest. It's all a work, but it was simply taking art that's imitating life. It's them touching on what the critics will say. Oh, ratings are down, or oh, this has happened, or oh, that's happened. It's a great thing to say. Shane McMahon's coming back to protect for future generations. The fact that a 46-year-old Shane McMahon is going up against The Undertaker and Hell in a Cell in WrestleMania, you're right. It does sound desperate, but I don't look at it that way. It's not like, Shane McMahon's in better shape than most people realize. I mean, if you need any reminder, go back to the WWE Network or YouTube and look at his best highlights. He's tweeting that he's doing his Muay Thai training. He's going to be in fantastic shape. Hell in a Cell is perfect for what he does. He's just like his old man, except more athletic. Punches, kicks, take a whole lot of abuse, and then jump off something high. This match is going to deliver for what he needs to deliver, and this match will happen. A lot of speculation and people questioning guys that maybe Shane McMahon's a placeholder for John Cena, which doesn't make any sense to me for two things. One, they would have not gone to the extent they did in one night to advertise it, promote it, and make a big deal, and then take that away from people, because you take Shane away and insert John Cena, there are going to be people that are going to be upset about that. And number two, do you really think Shane McMahon's going to be a placeholder for John Cena? And if John Cena is able to come back 5 months early already, that they're going to want to put his body inside of a Hell in a Cell? Give me a break. This is exciting stuff.
They have many options in this match. You're talking about, what do you do with a Stone Cold Steve Austin? Could he come back, screw Vince McMahon one more time? Or Cena, or whoever it may be. But on WWE.com, there's a video up, and it shows, there's text on there. I tweeted out. It says, Shane will have a backup plan. He's a McMahon. They always do. There's something in Shane's back pocket. And as far as Shane losing or winning this match, he could lose and go on his merry way, and The Undertaker gets his next win at WrestleMania. But if he wins, he gets control of Raw. Doesn't mean he needs to be there full time. He can assign a general manager or give that power to somebody else. He just wants the power out of Stephanie and Triple H's hands.
Well, we have a long wait, obviously, to go. We have, 30-something days, so we'll be able to talk about backup plans and booking the match. But, I mean, maybe John Cena could be a backup plan. How ironic would that be? And Shane McMahon trying to take the company
back from the Authority. The Authority tried to take it from John Cena.
And it's John,
yeah.
right. But yeah, I'm excited about this. The interesting thing, Josh, is that this could tie in real heavily, depending on where it's at in the card. This could tie in very heavily to the title match because he's potentially trying to take the power away from Triple H, who's the champion.
And that's one thing that I think WWE can really capitalize on. You and I always have had this agreement, Justin. We love when storylines intertwine, when 2 or 3 storylines take over and they kind of become one and they branch off. Look at DX whenever D-Generation X was feuding with the Nation of Domination. You had tag team championship matches, intercontinental and world championship matches, but you still had the core nucleus of who it's circled around and what brand. The brand, the group that they're focusing this around is the Authority. Stephanie and Vince, they're not going to be in matches, but those 2 people are just as, if not more important, in the next 35 days than Triple H and Shane McMahon.
And my question, and I know you both are going to shoot me down right away, but is it a possibility, especially because you have to set up and take down Hell in a Cell, could this go on last as opposed to,
Absolutely.
if this is the Undertaker's final match, if that were to ever happen,
I think that there's more
would
of
this
an
close out?
opportunity,
Because you don't necessarily, and then if Triple H suddenly loses the title to Roman Reigns, all of a sudden, now you can have a completely new overhaul, or Triple H comes out and screws Shane. However, it may be interesting, though, to see what the Undertaker's response is going to be on Monday night to Vince. Like, you kind of think you can do what you want with me?
Well, and never mind us even consideration of this being the Undertaker's last match, but this absolutely could be a final match of the card. Again, depending on what happens with Triple H and the title.
Got The Rock.
You talk about overhaul. This could be, what do they call it? A Donnybrook. This could be everybody converging to a Hell in a Cell for one explosive ending of WrestleMania, depending on what they want to do.
It's going to be very hard to do part 2 of End of WrestleMania compared to what they got last year.
I don't want to get too crazy with booking
ideas.
ideas, but you can't have a Seth Rollins return, a John Cena return. You got The Rock out there. You got Stone Cold. Sting.
Maybe Sting screws Shane.
You can bring back people that have beaten or lost to the Undertaker, and they could sign up with Shane and say, "Give us a shot at him."
I think the Brood's going to rappel down from the Raptors and get on top of the cell.
HBK, like baby, tune up the band.
Well, it'd be better than the Edge and Christian show. Chair Shot Reality, WrestleZone.com.
Yes,
We got plenty more coming up. We got reality checks. We're going to talk about Ambrose Lesnar. We'll also talk about Roman Reigns, Triple H. Don't go anywhere.